What's up, people, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we will be going over the Warden tank for Elsweyr. Now, I have 13 points into Magicka, 41 into health, 10 into stamina. My maximum Magicka is 21.1k, maximum health is 34.3, maximum stamina is 22.9, and magic recovery is 1k. Spell resistance is 24.1, physical resistance is 23.5. The boon I'm running is the Atro, and I'm using tri-stat food, basic tri-stat food, long fin pasta. So, champion points: 28 into Ironclad, 24 into Spell Shield, 64 Hardy, 64 Elemental Defender, 21 Heavy Armor Focus, 43 Quick Recovery, and 26 Bastion. I have 28 into Warlord, 19 into Sprinter, and 19 into Bashing Focus. 64 Tenacity, 64 Arcanist, 56 into Shadow Ward, and 20 into Tumbling. Now, the blue tree really doesn't matter as much, so I put 64 points into Blessed. The rest you can just put wherever you want. I tried out some in Elf one. I didn't really crit heal a whole lot, but you definitely want 64 points into Blessed. The rest you can just kind of space out to wherever you want. Now, guess we can go ahead, go into items. We're using the basic meta setup. Monster sets: Lord Warden, sturdy and infused with tri-stack glyph, 1 light, 1 medium. The first 5, what Lord Warden does, it gives us physical and spell resistance on the 1 piece. The 2 piece, when you take damage, you have a 50% chance to summon a Shadow Orb for 10 seconds and increase the physical and spell resistance of you and your allies within 8 meters by 3.8k. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. The first 5-piece set we are running is Ebon. We're running infused chest and legs with sturdy gloves, waist, and boots, all with tri-stack glyphs on it. What Ebon does, it gives us max health, healing tech, and increase your max health by 1.1k for you and up to 11 other group members within 28 meters of you. This is your common setup, a really common tanking setup. This is pretty much meta when it comes to tanking. Ebon, you're going to use quite a bit. It's always nice to have this set handy just in case somebody wants, a group member needs it, like someone's having trouble dying, or your trial team wants you to have Ebon. So you farm this from Crypt to Hearts. You just farm it on 1, do it on normal. It'll take you no time at all to get this set. Now the second 5-piece set we're running is Alkosh. We farm this from Maws of Lakosh. We're running 3-piece jewelry, 1 with magic recovery, 1 with shield blade enchant. And because we are an Argonian, and a lot of our resources when it comes to managing resources and things like that is popping potions, both of these are robust, and we have an infused ring with the reduced cooldown of potions below this item's by level by 8 seconds. So essentially we're going to get an 8-second cutoff on our potions, so we can just proceed to pop them even more. I like to have 1 on my Argonians, at least with cooldown, potion cooldown enchant on them, so it definitely helps us out quite a bit. We're running sword and board, sword infused, and with a weakening enchant on it. The shield is infused with a stamina enchant on it, and we are running a lightning staff on the back bar infused with a crusher enchant. Now shields, I don't run tri-stat on my shields anymore unless I'm double barring them, because I would rather have the drop off on 1 resource pool than all 3. And I got very lucky with it. You know, resources still stay a little under 500 over magic, so it doesn't matter what bar I'm on. I try to stay on my sword and board bar when I pop X energy, so that way I make sure I restore stamina and not magic. But you can pop them on either one of them; it'll pretty much work out. So you want to make sure no matter what bar you're on, your max stamina will always be higher than your max magic. Now what Alkosh does, it's going to give us weapon crit, minor slayer, weapon damage, but it really doesn't matter to a tank. DPS doesn't really matter. But main reason why we use it is for the 5-piece set. When you activate your synergy, you send a shockwave from your position that deals 2k physical damage and additional 12.7k physical damage over 10 seconds, reducing the physical and spell resistance of any enemy hit by 3k for 10 seconds. This just allows us to debuff the target even more, allowing the groups to deal more damage. So that's why we run Outclash. So, skills. First, Pierce Armor. It's our main taunt. It deals some damage, but it taunts the enemy to attack us for 15 seconds. It also afflicts the enemy with Major Fracture and Major Breach, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 5.2k for 12 seconds. So 10 seconds is around time you want to reapply this because you want to keep Major Fracture and Major Breach up as much as possible. Then we are using Heroic Slash. It deals some damage, reducing their movement speed by 60% for 4 seconds. Also afflicts the enemy with Minor Main, reducing their damage done by 15% for 12 seconds. And you gain Minor Heroism, granting you 1 ultimate every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds. We are using Bone Surge as a shield. You surround yourself with a whirlwind of bones, gaining a damage shield that absorbs 33% of your max health for 6 seconds. An ally near you can activate the Spinal Surge synergy, granting the ally and up to 3 other friendly targets near them a damage shield that absorbs 55% of their max health for 6 seconds. And Major Vitality, increasing their healing received by 30%. Now, that shield comes from the Undaunted skill line. It's going to be Bone Shield right here, and then you get to morph it into Bone Surge. So, then we have Polar Wind here. Envelop yourself into Winter Winds, instantly healing you for 6.5k and additional 1.3k health every 2 seconds for over 10 seconds. The winds sweep out in search of a nearby ally, healing them for 6.5k. This ability scales with your max health. So, this is just kind of the heal that I use. If you don't have to have a heal here, you can put something else. You can put your Betty Niche for more stamina sustain. You know, let me morph this up a little bit. The blue niche restores stamina instead of magic and grants Major Vitality. Or you can go with the blue Betty, which will remove a negative effect from you, but will restore Magicka over 24 seconds. So, if you're, you can go with either one you want. If you don't want to use the heal there, you can also put Deceptive Predator here. I think Falcon. Falcon Swiftness is the original morph. It invokes a Spirit of Agility to gain Major Expedition for 6 seconds, increase your movement speed by 30%. While slot, you gain Minor Evasion, reducing damage from area attacks by 10%. So you can put that right there if you want to, if you don't really need the heal or you find yourself not needing it. If you just want to reduce some damage, you can put that there. And then we have Absorb Magicka. Bolsters your defense, absorbing up to 19k damage from the next spell projectile cast to you and healing for 17% of your max health. While you have a shield equipped in this ability slot, the amount of damage you can block is increased by 8%. The cost of blocking is reduced by 8%. I'm mostly using it for the second effect. The first effect, you can use it in some situations. It's situational, but the second effect is the main reason why we're using it. And then we're using, as the ultimate, Shield Discipline. Reinforce your shield, allowing you to automatically block all attacks at no cost for 7 seconds. Your one-handed shield and abilities cost are reduced by 100% while active. You can use the other morph, which is Shield Wall, which will, all it does is that it reflects the projectiles back at the enemy. If you don't want to use one of those, you can also use, from the support line, you can also go Replenish Barrier, or the other barrier that does the heal when the shield ends. What this does is it invokes defensive tactics to protect yourself and nearby allies with wards that each absorb up to 22.4k damage. Each time a ward dissolves, you restore 6 ultimate and 319 magicka. The other one, essentially, when it ends, it's going to put another heal on it. So you can go either one. Personal choice, preference, you can go with whichever one you want to use. Back bar, we're running Inner Rage. This is our long range taunt. It basically allows us to taunt them over and just, just keeps them on us. It also gives the range DPS a 38% chance to activate the Radiant Synergy, dealing 1.4k magic damage to them over 2 seconds, and then additional 5.4k magic damage to them and other nearby enemies. Blockade of Storms. We're not really worried about the damage. We really want it more for the when we deal the shock damage, you have a chance to set the enemy off balance or concuss them which will increase their damage taken by 8%, which is basically giving them minor vulnerability. So that's why you do that. It increases the damage that the DPS will put out for a few seconds. Crippling shards. Conjure ice shards around you to skewer enemies in the area, mobilizing them for 3 seconds, and dealing 1.2k frost damage every 1 second for 12 seconds. Enemies hit or overcome with bitter cold, reduce their movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Damage done is based on max health and has a higher chance to apply the chill status effect. Essentially, this is just going to root them. So as you get them in, as they're surrounding you, just running the mobs, you throw down crippling shards. So you would just pretty much run in, drop this, and they're all going to be stuck right in there. So it basically allows them to be grouped up, and you can just continue to, your DPS can just continue to waylay on them. If you don't like that, you can always go with the Citric line. You have Time Stop, which you can morph into Time Freeze. I would go with Time Freeze over this one. It takes away removes the cast time, but it takes a little longer, it takes an extra second. This one basically just negates the healing done to the enemies, and that's really not that important in PVE. So Time Freeze would work. But I would really use that only if you have leveled up your Citric all the way to 10, because without the passives, it's 7.6k magicka. It's quite a bit. But with the passives here, this one right here, it reduces cost of your Citric abilities by 8% on the first one, and the second one, I think, takes it to 15%, honestly. Yeah, 15%. So, it basically cuts it down from 7 to 6.4. So, and that, yeah, 6.4 all the way across. So, that is the other CC that you can use if you don't like crippling shards. But this one is at least in your toolkit from when you level. It's from the Winter Embrace line, so it is there for you to use. Then we're using Ice Fortress. This is wraps a thick cloak of ice around you and your allies. The ice grants major resolve and major ward, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 5.2. You also gain minor protection, reducing your damage taken by 8% for 24 seconds. So, stats on the staff bar is 21.9, 21.3. So on the board is 24.1, 23.5. So when we buff up, you can see our resistance goes to 27.2 and 26.6 on the staff, and 29.4 and 28.8 on the physical. So while we're standing in Lord Warden, we'll pretty much either be near cap or right there up under cap. So works out nicely for us. And the last one is Frozen Device. Well, not the last one, the last ability outside the ultimate. It's Frozen Device. Summon an ancient portal which arms after 1.5 seconds. When triggered, the enemy is teleported to you and mobilized for 3 seconds. Deal 3.4k frost damage, inflict it with major main, reducing damage done by 30% for 4 seconds. You can have up to 3 Frozen Device active at a time. Now what these are, I've used this, and a lot of people tend to run around them. But if you have an enemy on you, and you're grouped with a warden, and you see this on the ground, the paw, the warden symbol, run into it. So if you have an enemy on you and it's chasing you, and you run into it, the enemy is going to teleport to the tank. This is just one big, massive teleportation. And like I said, they can have 3, so they can literally just, tanks can just throw it down, wherever the enemy may be. If you cast the third one, the other one goes 1. So, it works out. So if you have an enemy on you and you see these on the ground, run into them. They're going to go to the tank. I've been in dungeons where I've had those down on the ground, and the enemy or my own teammates will run around them with an enemy on them and just run everywhere but to the portal. So they'll run way over here when all they got to do is run to the portal and step into it, and it will bring the enemy to me. Because as a tank, most tanks are not going to run after you to taunt the enemy away from you. They just won't. So, if you have an enemy on you, and you have a warden in the group, run to those little markings on the ground, or even if you're not with a warden, run to the tank. Get close to the tank so he can taunt the enemy from you. And then our last ultimate is Warhorn. Sound a Warhorn to rally your force, increasing you and your allies' max magicka, max stamina by 10% for 30 seconds. You and your allies gain major force, increase your critical damage by 15% for 9 seconds. That's the main ultimate you're going to use. You will always pretty much use that one, unless for whatever reason you need to pop this just to kind of res somebody in a 4-man dungeon. Maybe the healers went down, DPS are dying, you just pop this, and that will give you some protection for 7 seconds, long enough to res an ally, res the healer or whatever. But most trials, most setups, you're going to run this, or, I mean, this is just a cheap ultimate to try to get a res up. So, but outside of that, I think that pretty much covers everything. This is basically your standard setup tanking for most trials. So you can pretty much wear this on any build, and you'll pretty much be set up for tanking in trials, and even as the main tank. So this is the most common setup for tanks. But anyways, that is the Warden build, and until next time, y'all have a good day. Have fun.